Very good afternoon to all. I think it's the session after, which is personalized learning, adaptive technology, open education resources, and AI in education. Since the NEP 2020, India has got a greater push in making higher education system resilient, flexible, and learning-centric. Every aspect of what we are doing today has to do justice for in the coming times. So this personalized learning is, I think, very important. In today's panel, we will try to touch on three to four topics, which is, first one is how technology is coming into the universities, especially AI. Second, how open education resources which are available in the market, and is it being used effectively in the classroom? And third, that ethical use of AI, and at the end we will have a closing remarks with everybody. And India being the largest student population, 40 million students into our system, and I think the personalized learning is the critical question which we need to have and we need to discuss today into our panel. I would like to welcome all the panelists today for this great power-packed introduction. So we'll start with how personalized learning and the opening remarks for everybody for next 3 to 4 minutes for everybody, and then we'll dive into the questions. And I would request ma'am, Dr. S. Geethalakshmi ma'am, to start for the day.
So what is the question now?
Ma'am, we are starting with the opening remarks for this panel.
Okay.
For each. Like
with regard to the learning of
yes.
AI in
personalized learning, ma'am.
Okay. So in regard to the university, this personalized learning, in fact, has not come into effective for most of the university, except for some of the three, MIT and some of the universities, as I know. 3 universities are using this personalized learning tools of AI for the students, but most of them are on the on the progress into making this happen. That's what I come to know with the big university where I am as a Vice-Chancellor. It's not into being put into use. So each one of us has to walk through it, both the faculty and the students has to walk through this, how to use this AI tools, because as you know, all of you have ChatGPT with you and it gives a number of tools within it, how to use it, but none of us learn about it. So I want each one of us to make this tools as an assisted learning for the students in a personalized way. Thank you.
Dr. Ambuj Gupta, sir.
So very good evening to all of you. So AI is an evolution. AI is the game changer. If I talk about teaching and learning, as said by Madam earlier, each one has to learn. Faculty has to learn. Student has to learn. AI has the potential to upgrade the way we learn, what we learn. As we know, industry is changing. If industry is using AI, the way industry is working is changing. And students who study in universities and colleges have to be acceptable by the industry to give them employment. So if industry is changing, education system also has to change. The way education is delivered, the way students learn. As I said, AI is a game changer. It can uplift the quality of education. But at the same time, a lot of learning on the part of faculty, on the part of students is required. The whole education system has to evolve into this area. When it comes to personalized learning pathways for the students, those personalized learning pathways have to be guided pathways. Because students themselves may not know that much, but the faculty, the leadership of the institutes, of the universities, first they have to evolve and decide how these personalized learning pathways can be created. A wise use of AI into the various courses and the curriculum is definitely going to enhance the learning of the students and make them more capable. Also at the same time, where this intervention is required and how much is it required, and the areas also need to identify where AI cannot address, because AI can't be a solution for everything. Like for example, when it comes to critical thinking and problem-solving skills. Similarly, when it comes to emotional intelligence and human intelligence, AI intelligence might not give all solutions. AI is unavoidable. So we all as an educator have to, as we deliberate here also, and there are a lot of tools available now. So we need to decide how much AI and where the AI and how a well-planned intervention of AI can to be put into the existing education system and how the overall quality of education can be improved upon, and also which makes students ready for the job, for the employment in the industry, which is ever evolving with the use of AI as well. Thank you.
So talking about personalized education, the use of AI. Personalized education, I would like to see AI in 2 or 3 formats. One is the difference between fast learners and slow learners. When we say personalized education, the learning pace and the learning style of students, having so many teachers over here, we all know how unique each and every student is. And now are the days wherein each student has to be catered according to his own diversifying needs. So I see a big role for AI in this, where it identifies the difference between a fast learner and a slow learner, and it designs the courses in such a way that it caters to the varying pace of learning of the fast learner and the slow learner. And the next interesting feature where I see a big role for AI is in the certification courses. We see that we have always been saying that there is a gap between the industry requirement and the student capabilities. And that is the reason why there is so much of the term that we have coined nowadays, unemployability. It's not unemployment nowadays, it's unemployability, those employable skills that are missing among the students. Now we have agencies that are able to identify what skills that the industry wants. And they also say that they are able to impart those skills to the students. But the question is, are the industries aware that these students have been skilled according to their needs? Now that is the gap that is to be bridged. There is no point in simply bridging the skilling gap. It is also, we have to also fill up the knowledge gap. So once AI is able to do that, and once the student in the form of personalized learning has this choice of developing his own certification courses, wherein it's not one size fits all. It's about tailor-made, custom-made solutions and about cross-disciplinary, interdisciplinary certification courses. Once this thing comes in, then I really think that personalized education has its true meaning implied over there. And artificial intelligence will definitely play a big role wherein a student himself is able to choose according to the career that he's going to take, according to the company that is going to, say for example, there is a placement interview after say 10 days. And the student comes to know about what companies that is going to come over there. And in the 10 days gap, if he is able to develop an own course from AI and do a certification course according to the requirement of the company's expectations, then obviously the placement percentage is going to go up. And that obviously improves the employability skills. And that's where the actual bridging of the company's expectations among the students and the skilling that is required to be developed among the students is actually fulfilled. So in that case, I see that this personalized learning is going to play a very major role in the coming years. Thank you.
Quick opening remarks.
I would like to step back before making you understand in terms of the personalized learning. See, good olden days when Gurukul systems were there, it was always Indian education system was personalized learning only, where the number of students who are there in each cohort is very limited, right? And then there is an attention span of the faculty to understand each and every student's learning journey. Based on that, the faculty used to handle the student to make him understand the topic to that extent, right? That was the first, that's a basic system that we had in. But after education system is being expanding, so there were large number of students coming up in the education system. And the quality of the faculty, getting the qualified faculty into the system was very big challenge. And then the number of students who are supposed to be addressed in the class in each cohort is a challenge by itself, right? So that actually has diminished the learning adaptability of the student. And there were many aspects where students have started been classifying as slow learners, medium learners, or fast-paced learners, right? So the problem is been evolved because of the people admiring towards getting into primary education to secondary to higher education and other things. So now we are trying to again come back and saying that the personalized learning systems are important, and we wanted some augmented tools to be taken up in support of handling these various categories, students and other things. I think once we, definitely as of now, we cannot go back and say that that smaller cohort systems are suitable and other things. There are few certain programs where they have a limitation of number of students in a cohort. They don't allow more number of students in one cohort. So that is still working very much better in the particular programs and courses. But wherever there are mass number of students in a class where you are addressing 60 students, 90 students, 120, 240 students, addressing by the faculty would become a challenge, right? So that's where I think any of these AI tools should come into picture and play a critical role. Thank you.
I think the panelists have covered quite a different range of topics for the day. So shifting to open education resources, since open education resources are the materials which are open licensed, teaching material which is also used for research, I would like to ask a question to sir, that open education resources, sir, since Government of India is pushing with SWAYAM, NPTEL, which are spoken tutorial by IIT Bombay. These are the open education resources which are commonly available. And there are some edtech companies also which are pushing some courses into the higher education system. So, sir, what do you think that how? Yeah. It is. Opening remarks are done. So we're starting with.
You have to start for the second question, right?
Yeah. This is second. We are focusing on open education resources. So we'll try to, since we have got paucity of time here, we'll try to ask personalized questions to each one now, and then at the end closing remarks, and we will wind up this session because we need to make sure that we finish on time as well. So, sir, I was mentioning that since OER and the edtech companies, what challenges are there, like affordability, inclusivity, and is students getting that end mile usage into the system?
Thank you. So talking about OERs, as you rightly pointed out, even the examples that we are aware are only SWAYAM and NPTEL. Now let us talk about Tier 2 cities. Because Tier 1 cities, wherein you have all these deemed to be universities, private universities and IITs and IIMs, where people are aware of what is available. Now the very purpose of open education resources is not to supplement. It is to give the basic nutrients. Let us not see them as supplementary vitamins. Let us see them as basic nutrients, wherein the students from the Tier 2 cities who are lagging in communication skills, who are basically somewhat introverts, who are basically afraid to come out of their shell. Even if they are having some doubts, they are unable to ask it in front of their colleagues in the classrooms. So when those Tier 2 city students are coming and joining institutions in Tier 1 cities, now the open education resources are the ones, as I told you, that are going to supply them the basic nutrients. So that which I am not able to understand in the class on first reading, and that where I have some doubts which I am a bit shy to ask in front of my colleagues and my classmates, there the open education resources come into play. So that's where I feel that this open education resources will play a very huge role in supplying the basic nutrients, that too especially in the Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities, wherein talking not only about the quality of the students, but to be very honest, the quality of the teachers. See, when we say the quality of the teachers in Tier 1 cities and Tier 2 cities is obviously a bit different. So these open education resources would be a boon not only to the students, but also to the teachers. Let's look at the education resources. See, when we say education, it's a lifelong learning. And nowadays, the tagline, the punchline that we are using is experiential learning, where we have simulation labs, we have softwares that help us to see how the things work actually. So talking about these open education resources, when these are available to the, you used a very nice term, inclusivity. So when these students, these marginalized teachers are getting an opportunity free of cost to supplement my knowledge, to gain what I basically need, then these open education resources will be playing a huge role in that. So I see the Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities want to be most benefited by these OERs. And I would definitely be happy, in addition to this SWAYAM and NPTEL, if the private education sectors like say Coursera or the other course providers, if they can come up with some tailor-made education OERs for the Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities, that would be a huge welcome move. It can also be a part of their CSRs. Thank you.
Very well said, sir. Very well said. So my next question, we will focus on to Geethalakshmi ma'am. Ma'am, the next question we are focusing on that how AI is being used ethically into the classrooms or universities. Since you come from a very different background into university, is that so that you have experienced that ethical use of AI in classroom is a challenge to you?
Ethical use, actually you'd say, like nobody has learned about this ethical use at all, because the content has to be verified. So it is only a critical learning tool, or not as a passive tool. It should not be used as a passive tool for a learning purpose. It should be a critical where the student or the teacher has to analyze whether the content is correct or not. So it is an assisting, so we have to think about the ethical. In fact, I would say like, though there are many tools, the content which the student has learned has to be again verified with the textbooks or any other source of learning. This is what I want to say as a message. Thank you. And of course, I want to also say during this, in this forum, that there are a lot of the universities which are using this tools, like Amity has an AMI professor who is a virtual professor, where they teach, and also as you said, like the Coursera and other, there is an online open source learning by the Government of India, which gives us the online learning with the modules and training also, internship training online. So these are all which is given by the Government of India through the NEP, which many of us forget to tap them. That's what I want to say. It's already available, but we have to tap them. And as he said, like the MOOC and NPTEL, they are all coming under the curriculum. They are integrated into the curriculum for the credit marks. So I think so most of the university do it and practice it.
Yes, yes. I think ma'am have really summed up a very well ethical use and the upcoming trends of how NPTEL and MOOC is also coming up with this. And sir, to you, I'll ask the one question that since AI is being pushed so much into our higher education system, that students are using it, but faculty is also feeling maybe a resistance, or they are more thinking that they are being surveillanced by AI. And how do we break that barrier that teachers should be upskilling into the universities to use AI in a positive sense?
There was a quote from Elon Musk, man and machine, but it was been later corrected by Satya Nadella that it is man with machine, right? So if you don't embrace the technology, then you are not going to fit into the people whom you are going to address. The present generation that the faculty are to address is mostly Gen Z and Gen Alpha kind of students, where they are born with smartphones, not even feature phones. They are born with smartphones, and they are more adaptive to learning for smart technologies, right? If the faculty don't understand that what kind of catchment that they are trying to address, right? And if they don't embrace this technology and utilize them, and students use the technology, they have the silliest doubt that can be asked by using any of the AI tool, and then they raise the questions to the faculty, and the faculty is not able to answer it. It becomes an embarrassing for the faculty. So ideally, the faculty should be much more adaptive and need to embrace the technology to ensure that they stay in tune with the generation that they are handling, right? Otherwise, that becomes very, very embarrassing for the faculty. So there is no go that nobody can live off the technology. You take up any domain, irrespective of whether it's a medicine or architecture or agriculture or engineering or anything, there is some or other tool that is available, right? In fact, the faculty should be more happier, because for every question that student wanted to ask, because students are more inquisitive in nature and they would like to seek answers in very initial stages, and the faculty would ask them to sit down because if they are not able to answer it, right? But there is an opportunity for them now to, while these questions are being popped up by the students, they can use the tool and can come back and give the answers. That gives more connectivity with the faculty, right? So I feel that it is a time that everybody has to adopt and then utilize the AI tool for their own better offerings. Thank you.
I think so AI is to stay. AI is to stay with everybody.
That's what I said, man with mission.
Sir, we have got last 5 minutes. Answer one question to you, sir. Since we are talking also about AI in education, so do you think that there should be a policy push for making a national-wide framework so that we can use AI properly into higher education system?
So there is a famous quote, a leader is born or a leader is made. So I must say AI has been born itself as a leader. And it has potential to make everyone as a leader. Very soon we might find that there is no distinction between a faculty and a student. Everybody is a student. The traditional approach of the classroom approach of giving education, the institutions, as an institution, as a faculty, we are addicted to the old ways of, the classroom teaching, making a timetable, asking a student to every day come in the class, sit in the class. But very soon we might find that these traditional classrooms might vanish. Because there is so much of resources available now, open education resources, AI, and so many tools which are available. As I said, AI has a potential that everyone, either faculty or a student, will emerge as a leader. The only thing is, we need to integrate AI into our journey of learning. Now, learning is not confined to local. Now, learning has become global. Or you can say global, which integrates the global as well as local perspective. So, what is required is to integrate AI. Now it is another concept called learning communities. So very soon you will find, as I said, the faculty, student, all are learners. So they're all combined together through the learning communities. Now if you are serious about learning something, it is not confined to a particular textbook or what your professor teaches in the class. It is a learning community which is not only local but is global, where you can understand the global trends, the global developments you can be aware of, and you can also think about applying the same into the local conditions. So learning is going to become very pervasive with the use of AI. As I already said, AI is a game changer, which has huge potential to transform the quality of education. And when it comes to policy making, so definitely the ethical use of AI and, how much AI, and also at the national level, maybe what is required is that is already a lot of work is going on and has been done. We need to, have more awareness among the masses, particularly the people from the backward areas, rural areas, who are outside the purview of the major tier 1 cities, particularly those into tier 2, tier 3 cities and so on. They also have to be brought into the, the ambit of this advancement in the education. So the, the equitability, inclusivity of everyone into the transformation journey of the higher education system. Related to that, of course, the policies at the national level and the intervention at the global level would be required. Thank you.
So I think we have listened to all the panelists today, and at the end, we would like to sum up because the time is up. And at the end, what I've learned from this panel is that there was a difference in how we understand AI in different areas. Since the personalized learning, we have also covered personalized learning, slow learner, active learner. The effectiveness usage of AI is still a question because the rural and urban divide, as the panelists mentioned, that tier 2 and tier 3 cities are still yet to implement effectively AI into the system, and the open education resources such as SWAYAM, NPTEL, which are low cost, affordable and easily available. But still, it is still a challenge that institutes are not able to use it on a very rapid scale. A lot of institutes are still struggling to integrate that challenge. And as Sir mentioned, that the global perspective of usage of AI has to come, since such softwares are already there in the market, that how plagiarism check is also being done, even if you're copying something from AI, that is also being taken care of, and it is telling you that the report which you have generated is AI generated, and so that thing is also coming into higher education space by a lot of major players are doing it. And the policy making, as Sir said, that policy making is required, and I think ethical use of AI is something which we need to look for unless or until we don't have a policy in place so that we don't get hallucinations into our classroom, so that we stick to what is needed into the classroom for teaching, and we do justice with all the faculty doing their work. And I would like to thank each and every panelist for the day and who have spared time, and thank you so much for your valuable input, sir. Thank you.